15% of the world's population live with a disability. This insinuates that 1 out of 5 families would likely have a child with a disability. According to UNICEF research, 13.2 million children are currently out of school, and 50% of that statistics are children with special needs. People living with different kinds of conditions did not choose to be within the space that they found themselves in. Our work with children with disabilities have actually given us an opportunity to engage them in different forms of creativity. And this is how much we are able to showcase the wealth that is embedded in every single child.
We found out that there was a need to cater for kids that have special needs, and there was a gap. We had to identify the reasons for these gaps in the children's learning for us to be able to help them. So you have to have the right staff that can cater for them. You have to have the resources.
Most of the resources to be used for these children have to be locally sourced by the teacher. So you kind of have to be very innovative to be able to get a lot of these resources. And then also some of the challenges come from the parents. Before you can be able to get to convince parents that the child needs this intervention and then make them to come around. Most times once the parents agree and are ready to put in their best, the work starts and then we get as much result as we can.
Our goal is to prepare the students to make transition from grade to grade and to overcome their challenges and live an independent life. And sometimes parents also don't carry out this therapy back to their homes. They only depend on teachers in school, and that is not good enough.
So I had to send out a questionnaire to the parents and say, do you feel there's a need for this? Would you guys appreciate it? Because you don't want to set up something and then your parents are not receptive. And oh my God, the parents that have been looking for that help, they're like, please, Ms. Hadiza, we need this.
I work with children with academic gaps, children with autism, children with Down syndrome, various children with disabilities. I realize that a lot of teachers are not well equipped working with children with special needs. Most of the time they will feel that the children are lazy, they are dumb or naughty, not knowing that it's either their teaching methodologies that are wrong, or the children could even have different learning styles that they could have adopted into their teaching modes. Often children with learning difficulty will require support and assistance in their learning. Some of them you cannot adequately give this in a main classroom setting. You need to be able to provide a serene environment where these children can learn according to their own pace and ability. That is the use of the special needs classrooms and also the use of the sensory unit. Welcome to the sensory unit. This is the sensory or the calming room. You can see the walls are padded and likewise the floor is padded. We bring children from the classroom maybe that are exhibiting some tantrums in the classroom. So they can run around here, you know that they can't hit their head because the walls are padded and the floor is padded. They will see them really being captured and captivated by the effect of the light. And you see them within a short period of time. These children are a lot calmer than the time you bring them in. We also have the weighted blankets. It's for children with sensory processing disorder. So we have them wrapped up. We would have used the brushing, which is always specified by the OT, the occupational therapy. So they tell us how to be able to use it. And each child will use it so that you don't offset what you're trying to get in them. So the child has to be weighted before you know the type of the weighted blanket that is suitable for each child.
What we do here is to provide individualized educational plan. We do assessments for them, and the assessment is not generic, it's not a generalized assessment because the disabilities varies. So we set a day, we assess the child, we look at the child in an inclusive setting, we look at the child at home, we look at the child in the classroom here in the same unit. We come up with a comprehensive plan whereby we outline what we feel this child should be able to achieve, and then we come together also for a general meeting with the parents, with the teachers, and whoever gives therapy for the child at home under Education, Health and Care Plan, EHCP.
Yeah, I've come in contact with children who have speech defect. So one therapy I used actually worked as the straw therapy and balloon therapy, where the child blows the balloon and then bubbles using the straw. It helped to strengthen the oral motor part of the speech needed for communication. I've also worked with children with attention deficit. I used the beans and rice separation technique, and it really worked very well. So I'd like to say to you that creativity is key in this job.
Before the early intervention program, my son wasn't able to write. He couldn't hold a pencil, although he was already scribbling, and he wouldn't repeat words when he's being taught in school. He wasn't also communicating his needs verbally. When we met Horizon, he was assessed and a program was drawn up for him. Currently now, I'm happy to the glory of God. My son can write. He can write his numbers. He repeats words and numbers that are called out to him by his teachers. He plays a lot with his friends, even with his younger one. This he wasn't doing before.
I'm the child's teacher. I've worked with him for about 9 to 10 months. When I started working with him, his pencil grip was poor, his fine motor skills was poor. He could not interact with his peers in school and even his junior brother at home. With the early intervention program, which I designed for him, he was able to develop his fine motor skills. Right now, he's able to request for his needs using at least a word. He plays with his peers, unlike before, whereby he won't even go close to them. It has been a worthwhile experience for me. To me, giving hope to children with special needs is all that matters.
I'm here to talk about Bulow. He was diagnosed with dyslexia, and luckily, by the time we found out, they had opened a SEN unit at WIS, which we immediately enrolled Bulow. And all I can say is it's been a journey, and we were able to tackle all his medical challenges, his learning disabilities. He can read fluently. He's one of the top in his class. It will be very, very good and important for the government to find incentives and programs to help such children tackle their needs and disabilities in order to impact on society so that they don't feel left out in contributing to society.
Here we are. We have success stories. We have parents that have recommended other parents to come into school. And I think if you're passionate about impacting and changing kids' lives or people's lives, you should definitely look into having a SEN unit in your school.
My contact with the KidsABILITY Initiative has exposed me to several forms of disability. Humans generally have several forms of disability. Character defects could be a form of disability that people withdraw from, and you realize that a lot of people in the society discriminate or withdraw from people with character deformed. And as a result of this, they don't fit into certain spaces in life, and they are not able to achieve certain goals in life because they are not equipped with the right character to be able to carry out their functions.
KidsABILITY Initiative is a platform that engages the creativity of children with disabilities. We promote their educational rights and facilitates them to have better educational opportunities. We also engage special needs teachers and even those without special needs in symposiums. And on this platform, we showcase the artworks of the children. We believe that when persons with disabilities are given the right opportunities and are put in an enabling environment, they can achieve everything that they want to achieve.